Automatic campaigns. They're reliable, easy to set up, and most of the time they get results. For the amount of time and effort they take to set up, they certainly do provide a lot of value for your Amazon business. But what if I told you you've been using automatic campaigns wrong all this time? What if I told you there's a better way to run these ads? A way that can bring you more value and better performance for your automatic campaigns? Because let's face the truth, these campaigns are often neglected. Sellers set them up alongside manual campaigns and then just leave them running in the background. And that's often because you can't do much with automatic campaigns, mainly because Amazon has full control over the keywords and the targeting. So in today's video, I want to share with you an advanced strategy for Amazon PPC that will not only help you launch new products on the Amazon marketplace, but will also generate a massive amount of sales and provide you with a huge amount of valuable data. So before we jump into that, I just want to quickly introduce myself. My name is Zulqarneyn. I'm an 8-figure Amazon seller, and I'm the founder of ScaleItWithAds.com, which is an Amazon advertising agency based in the UK. I've had the privilege of running multiple successful businesses on Amazon, starting with reverse wholesale at the age of 18, which I quickly scaled to multiple 7 figures within 16 months. During that time, I represented a number of worldwide brands exclusively on Amazon, so I was solely responsible for the growth and the success of the Amazon e-commerce channel. At the age of 21, I launched my first private label product, quickly growing to 8 figures over the last few years. And so here we are today. Alright, so first things first, before I show you the practical and the tactical, let's dive into some theory. Why exactly are we running these ads? When we launch our products on Amazon, we're starting from scratch. No sales history, no established presence, no ranking. So how do we get our products in front of potential customers? How do we bring in sales? How do we build organic rank? And how do we establish our products and brands on Amazon? We do this through advertising by using paid traffic to generate impressions, clicks, and conversions. Today's video is all about leveraging automatic campaigns. The main issue many Amazon sellers face with their automatic campaigns is that they end up overspending on irrelevant search terms, which leads to low quality traffic. In other words, lots of clicks, very few orders, and that results in a high ACOS. Essentially, what happens is you're not fully in control of the targeting with this advertising type, and that's a significant problem. Now, we encountered this challenge a few years back, so we implemented a new method to launch automatic campaigns. What you'll find is that this new method does more than just harvesting existing keywords, but it also discovers new phrases and terms that we can use to boost our overall sales and improve our organic ranking. Alright, so welcome on my computer. The first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to go to the advertising console here. So we click on the menu, find sponsored ads, and then select the campaign manager. This brings up your advertising campaigns. So we want to go and create campaigns, and here we can see that Amazon has provided us with 3 options to choose from for our campaign type. You can see a sponsored products option, sponsored brands option, and the sponsored display option. For this video, we'll be focusing on the sponsored products option, as this is the most common form of advertising on Amazon. Sponsored products should be the core of your advertising strategy, because these are the ads that we use to promote our listings on Amazon, and they play a crucial role in indexing and ranking our products, which ultimately helps us reach new customers. With sponsored products, we have the option of creating manual campaigns and automatic campaigns. Manual being you do all the keyword research yourself, you select the keywords and the ASINs you want to target and the match types that you want to use depending on your strategy. With automatic campaigns, Amazon does the majority of the work for you. Okay, so let's start creating this campaign. So we're going to select sponsored products. First, we want to start with the ad group name. Now, it's important that you have a clear and solid naming structure so that you're easily able to identify the campaign type and the product that you're going to run the advertising for. And the reason this is important is because if you want to see how your product is performing, then with a clear naming structure, you can very easily find the campaigns related to your product. For example, if you have generic names for your campaigns like baby spoons - scale, you're not going to exactly know what this is for. And as your business grows And as you launch more campaigns, you want everything to be as easily identifiable as possible. You do not want it all jumbled up because you won't be able to effectively evaluate your performance and even optimize your account. So in this instance, I'm going to name it like this: asyn, straight line, auto, straight line, the match type that we're going to run. Now, I don't know what this straight line is called, if it's called straight line or forward line or forward slash, but I'm going to call it straight line. For this video, I'm showing you a close match automatic campaign. So I'm going to name it like this. So I'm going to put my asyn in, forward line, auto, forward line, close match. Once you've done that, you want to add the product that you want to advertise, and then scroll down and select automatic targeting. And then we move on to our bid. Here you can see there's an option to set bids by targeting group. You want to select that and then turn off loose match, substitutes, and complement, so that all we're left with is close match. So for this category and product, we can see that the suggested bid is 0.5. I usually like to go around 20% higher than the suggested bid when I launch my campaigns. So that's 0.5 times 1.2, which equals 0.6. Now, just a word of advice: how high you can go on your bid does depend on your product margin and really how fast you want to grow. There are some niches and categories that the suggested bids are just ridiculous. So that's up to you, but a solid base is anywhere from like 0.5 to 1.2, or you can just stick with the suggested bid. But overall, the more aggressive your bid is, the more impressions you're likely to get, which translates to a higher likelihood of more clicks and more sales. On the flip side, if you see after a few days that you're not getting many impressions and clicks, then you can raise your bid by about 15%. So in this case, if you started with a higher bid of 0.6, a 15% increase would be 0.6 times 1.15, which would make your new bid 0.69. On the other hand, if you're getting a lot of clicks and not many sales, you'd want to try and diagnose the situation and see what the problem is. Now, you could either negate the keyword if it's got over 10 clicks and no orders, or if you're getting orders but your ACOS is really high, then maybe you can bring your bid down by around 10%. And by doing that, you can try and find the sweet spot with the bid that you're comfortable with. One thing that you need to consider is that when you lower your bids, it's likely that the rate of your impressions and clicks will also reduce. So that's just something to think about when you go ahead and optimize your account. Okay, so onto the strategy, the moment that you've been waiting for, and the reason why you're actually watching this video. Now, this strategy is simple and effective. We want to segment the targeting options individually into their own campaigns. That's why earlier I turned off all but one of the targeting options. This is so we can have a designated campaign per targeting option. So that's one campaign for close match, one for loose match, one for substitutes, and one for complements. Just a word of advice: when you're at phase 1 of your product launch, you really only want to start with close match and substitute so that you can keep your targeting as relevant as possible. So why is this more effective than just running an automatic campaign with all the targeting options in one campaign? Because it just offers so much more control. It produces better results, and it's so much easier to optimize the performance of your advertising. When you segment the targeting options into individual campaigns, you're able to dedicate the budget specifically for that targeting purpose. So rather than the budget for one campaign being shared between all 4 targeting types, it goes towards one purpose and one purpose only. And what ends up happening for 99% of people with the automatic campaigns is that there's always one targeting type that just doesn't perform, that has a high ACOS and a low conversion rate, and there's always a share of your budget that goes towards that, rather than the targeting options that are working and actually producing positive results. So with this new way, you can now see what's working a lot easier, and you can also increase or reduce your bid and the budget of the campaign on each individual campaign, depending on how well or poor your specific campaigns are performing. So let's continue with the demonstration. Now we've chosen close match. With this, we want the automatic campaign to show our ad to shoppers who use search terms closely related to our product. So for example, if my product is a baby spoon, Amazon will target keywords that are closely related to baby spoons. So we might show up for baby feeding spoon or something like silicone baby spoon. And then you want to move on to your list of negatives. So these will be the terms that you absolutely do not want to appear for and target with your advertising. Terms that you know will cost you money and not produce you effective results. You want to add these as a negative exact. Just another piece of advice. You don't want to get carried away with adding too many negatives, because at the end of the day, everything is about testing and nothing is guaranteed. So when you have the data in front of you, that's when you can actually go ahead and make the best educated decision. So after you've added your negatives in, then you want to name your campaign and add your budget. I usually just name it the same as the ad group, and for the budget, I start with about £20. Then you want to hit launch and then just follow the same process for loose match, compliments, and substitutes. Out of the four, loose match and close match are keyword related, and substitutes and compliments are ASIN based or product based targeting. So loose match and compliments will also usually be the weaker performers. Sometimes what you might find is that if you're struggling with your advertising, and in general, if your PPC isn't working, compliments and loose match might actually find you a little bit of success, because with those match types, you're reaching a wider audience. Sure, your ACOS is going to be higher, but if you think of it as casting a wider fishing net, you might not be able to catch those big fish immediately, but at the end of the day, you're more likely to catch some of those smaller but valuable fish. The other thing is that as you scale your advertising campaigns, and as you launch more campaigns like exact and phrase and broad matches, and you get onto your sponsored brands, your automatic campaigns won't generate as much data and orders as they used to. Yeah, they'll work in the background, but if you compare 6 months down the line to the first 2 months, the difference should be noticeable. You should be taking out the keywords that are working well and creating sponsored product manual campaigns from them. Alright, so that wraps up the video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know how this works for you in your business. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this topic or anything else about selling on Amazon or advertising on Amazon or search engine optimization on Amazon. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you found any value in this video, make sure to like and subscribe, check out my other content, and I'll see you in the next one.